So welcome back, guys. So here, previously we discussed about different parts, locations, areas of the brain in general, and now we'll specifically speak about right hemisphere and left hemisphere, where brain can be divided into two hemispheres. One is right, another one is left. So these two would work together by the help of corpus callosum, a band-like nerve fibers, which actually connects both glues both right and left hemispheres. So let's see, there are certain abnormal conditions, split brain functions, etc. We'll discuss in later parts. And here, let's understand about the right brain functions, right hemisphere specializations, or about non-verbal processes such as spatial tasks and musical visual recognition. So patterns are recognized, and configuration of numbers. These are all under control of the right hemisphere. So what else? So it even supports important perceptions of emotions as well, emotions, etc. And negative emotions seem to activate the right hemisphere, while positive emotions are associated with the great activity in the left hemisphere. So this is how it's actually forming. So in most of the cases, like what happens is, right hemisphere is apparently critical in understanding the emotional content of speech. So right now I'm teaching, but if I have to talk about my emotional content, your right hemispheres would be keep working more and more, because the speech is analyzed over there. So people with right hemisphere damage have trouble understanding jokes, sarcasms, or irony, or tone of the voice. So hey. So these are the different tones, in the sense like what tone of the voice. So they couldn't really sense and they can't comprehend the meaning of it. So this is about right hemisphere specializations. And here in general, they are given 3D forms, music awareness, thought, etc. Holistic thoughts, etc. But let's see what exactly done by left hemisphere. So here the image is a general image, but try to focus on what I am telling. So left hemisphere functions, brain functions, like it contains, it contains the Wernicke's area, which actually controls the language reception, which is located in the left temporal lobes. And damage to this area can be result in problems with language comprehension. So language can't be comprehended if the Wernicke's area is damaged. This Wernicke's area and Broca's area are very important, their functions. Definitely you can expect a question if you see the previous year's papers as well. Definitely you can expect a question, because to study human behavior, speech is one of the essential tool to understand the thought process of a particular individual. So next one is Broca's area. So Broca's area within the left brain, which controls expressive language function, is again located in the left frontal lobes. So if any damage happens to this area, can result in the problems with production of speech itself. So almost if you see this slide, right-handed people and about 2/3 of left-handed people show the specialization of speech function in their left hemispheres. So I told, right, the right brain actually controls the left parts, and left brain controls the right part of the body. So these are the different functions of the left brain. And the other aspect is recently, the left hemisphere as dominant because of its responsibility in language function, and conscious thought is usually expressed in the language. So that's what these centers are very important, where few of the psychologists believe that this is somehow specialized, getting attention to the details, including remembering, reasoning, planning, etc. So this is how you can see your analytical thought, logic, language, reasoning, science and math. So math teachers, if you see, this left brain is more active for them. So how we knew that activity of brain? By different methods we can actually understand by using certain methodologies. I'll give a small intro of it. So what methods usually we use to locate parts of the brains and their functions, because we don't cut open the brains of people who are alive, right? So so that's a major drawback here. But when we see this, the next one is different the corpus callosum functions. Corpus callosum is routes actual information from one hemisphere to the other. So it crisscrosses, and each hemisphere is actually control connection to the communication with opposite of the body. So this is we already talked about. And when corpus callosum is served, if for example, if corpus callosum is removed, the functional specialization of each hemisphere is evident. It means that the corpus callosum is a nerve band which actually gluing two hemispheres. If you remove that, then the brain would be split, right? So we say split brain research or split brain studies, where if each hemisphere, how it works, we can actually understand if the corpus callosum is removed for the research purpose. And let's see ends. See, in coming to physiology part of this entire our biology basis of behavior, biological basis of behavior, we actually study certain functions by laws of it. For example, A, B, C are there, or else let's take this example, T, O, P, top. So if you remove the O from this, it just TP. So there is no meaning for it, right? So O is adding meaning for top, right? Or pot, 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 top or pot, whatever it is. It means that if you remove some part of the brain, for during research, they extensively does in mammals, lab rats, and other guinea pigs, etc., where when they remove this part, they can see the loss of function. So for example, ABCD is there. For example, if we have to write a letter tap, so again A is needed. Let's assume that A is removed, but you need to still write tap. What you will write? TP will write, right? So that's how, if corpus callosum is removed, if Wernicke's area is damaged, if limbic system is damaged, you have to study, in the case of brain neurophysiology, we have to study like loss of function. So we will be seeing in patients with an extremities, for example, an object in the left visual field is field of split brain patients reaches only the right hemisphere and is unable to integrate both the informations, right and left. So any loss of function or patients which has brain damage, right, we can study their behavior to understand what are the normal functions. So abnormality is used as to study the normalcy as well. So what is brain plasticity? So what it is? So it is nothing but it is nothing but changeable. It can attain certain change in the brain structures. So it is not that brain once formed is formed, but new connections also will be forming. There is a growing evidence, this plasticity, such as development of new neurons in the hippocampus as well. So damage or destruction of brain tissue can result in a neural restructuring. So restructuring is taken care by this plasticity. So it actually decreases with the age also. So with this, we talked about important aspects of right and left brains, and we talked about what are the each specialization in the left brain and right brain, and how we study for that matter. What methods we use to study, as I told that I will tell in the at the end. So the methods which we use are like PET scans. We can use brainwave patterns. We can actually study. We can study, and even electrical stimulation also we can given by sending a weak electric current to specific part of the brain to activate it. So we can visualize which part of the brains are functioning during the testing. Or transcranial magnetic stimulation, TMS. Our scientists either enhance or to decrease the activity in one area of the brain. So by reducing the activity or increasing activity in particular areas, we can observe different behaviors. So this part is about hemispheres and left and right and corpus callosum, right? And we talked about even methods. So this is very useful content for preparing for your examination. So if you like these videos, please share among your peers, share among your friends. And if you are a teacher, definitely you can use this, images or flowcharts for your teaching purpose. So thank you guys. Thank you for listening.